We're back.
All right, we're back. So we
Yay.
had some technical difficulties. So again, the world stopped turning there for a second. There was a pause, like a magnetic pulse that hit the entire planet probably, and we weren't the only ones that got kicked off live. But our local geologist fixed the problem, and now we're back in shape. So anyway, we have been doing this live testing. So this is we're ironing out the kinks. Life is good. Anyway, finished up with the Blitz. If you didn't catch that, we had some great questions. And the last one, really, as we were waiting to go live here, it really created a whole lot of discussion about lost property, found property, and the morality of losing and finding property. What do you do if you find something and maybe you want to turn a little bit of a blind eye as to whether that you know who owns it or not owns it? But we're going to get to that and get back to it. But first, I want to start something new. I want to start a new sort of weekly thing. And I'm a history buff. I'm a World War II history buff, particularly. So I'm going to go back in time and what's going on in World War II, May 26, 1940. What's happening? Dunkirk.
Dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. So this is just a quick little rehash. In mid-May, roughly around about May 10, probably Hitler decides he's going to invade. He's going towards Paris, towards France. He's basically going to take over the continent, and does so using his blitzkrieg, lightning fast warfare. In the meantime, throughout the latter part of the 30s, France was preparing for this with something called the Maginot Line, which is this fortified bunker that they is impenetrable defensive force premised upon technology that was completely outdated. Right.
And as I say before, Steve, this war is not fought like the last war.
That's correct.
Because the Maginot Line was built on World War I tactics,
right,
and technology.
So
what did Hitler do?
He changed it. He went around it.
He went around it.
Mm-hmm. So we had World War I. It was this stalemate of trench warfare. Patton comes in at the end of World War I and says, "This is not." He was a quartermaster, and everybody at that time just sort of realized this is crazy. We were just sitting in trenches, sticking our heads up, getting them shot off, and then hiding in trenches again until we stick our heads up and get them shot off. And it just wasn't working. So eventually they realized what we're going to do is we're going to throw, I think it was like the chain link fences over top of the barbed wire. What do they call those things? You're in the Army. The barbed wire barriers.
Yeah. Just
so you couldn't
lack of a better word.
Yeah, you couldn't just go over them because you get caught up in the barbed wire. Yeah. So then somebody just realized, I think, I'm shooting from long memory, but I think in World War II or World War I, they realized you could just get the functional equivalent of a chain link fence, throw it on top of the barbed wire, and then just walk right over
and
it.
walk across.
And then they finally had to they got some mobility with armor and would hide behind the tanks and walk across and they'd kill each other. It was a lot more efficient to kill that way. But you could actually gain some ground. Right. And then Hitler took that and literally drove a tank through it in World War II. He created his blitzkrieg, which was mobile war